And Big are going to have to indeed put their money where their mouth is.
For sure.
Let's see how this goes down.
There was a couple of good moments from Big at Pro League as well, right? The 2-0 over Fnatic was pretty solid. The 2-1 against Complexity. They're both pretty respectable wins in their own regard. And of course, a 2-0 over Rooster, but we won't delve into too many of those details. JDC will start things off. He's definitely one to keep an eye out for. And the fact that he's got case locked as well is a pretty big frag to find Julies. However, don't get the same luxury.
Oh, it's wild here from the T side, to be honest, in and around these smokes. Bomb has been dropped. Little bit of team damage there. Never nice. Tog's going to go down. Bomb gets dropped again. It's JDC that cleans up house. 3-piece from him there on the pistol.
Yeah, I really feel like for me, Big is a side at the moment that are starting to fix a lot of the errors that were very evident for a while. I think, you know, they struggled where they would have, you know, a player like Crimbo basically trying to do it all. Tabson's no longer that like super high impactful fragger as he once was. He's no longer that guy who can, you know, be a bit of a hero rifler anymore. And I think they really did struggle. And I think one of the big things they struggled with was AWPing. You know, no offense to Searson, but when he first came in towards this team, he did look very rough. I mean, for the first like 4 months, he averaged like a 0.96 rating. I mean, it's not a good statistic to have, but recently he has looked incredible, and I really want to see this guy get active. Does take a dink, and he might decide to dip away, but he actually decides to go forward, and that'll cost him his life. Togs takes that one for free.
Rig on through the smoke. He'll be taking down, are we going with Nate, I think?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've heard two.
Few different
It's either Nate or Nighty. I've been calling him Nate. I know a few people call him Nighty, but I think with the AI, it kind of goes Nate for me. You know what I mean?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be honest. You know,
we'll have to get Mike on the case.
I'd say Portuguese is, you know, low down there for me. I'm not very knowledgeable in my Portuguese, to be honest.
No, I know Bem Julio, and that's really about it. Yeah, I think it stops about there, to be perfectly honest. But, yeah. It is definitely a player to keep an eye out for. Plays a lot of the hero roles. Very talented when he gets going as well. I mean, I got to catch him a bit at the previous RMR, and he was really somebody who, for me, was very impressive. Speaking of impressive, Crimbo, this one should be pretty clean, and it is. A double for him. The third might just gift itself over, and on a silver platter. A 2-0 start for Big. Exactly what we want to see. Out the gates. Nice and clean, pretty comfortable round for the most part. I mean, obviously the pistol took JDC to get a 3K, but these are good rounds to take, and they're not breaking too much of a sweat, which is always a good sign. Being the overdog, not really succumbing to the pressure, and especially, you know, being on that stage in itself. So, yeah, good round so far. The big test, though, is going to be this first gun round. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, a flat one to be expected in the second. See what ODDIK have got, though. This is one of those maps they have in the back pocket. Some really close matchups, as we're sort of all mentioning recently. Yeah. So they should have some stuff prepared here. The aforementioned Nate going to drop early on. Big are trying to get their claws in. Good timing. Catching the players turned away. So this has gone a bit sideways now. JDC as well, not getting checked. Seals the deal. Oh, and absolutely seals it.
Yeah.
So this is simple. This is very simple. ODDIK just running into guns and losing their fight. Not really anything too flashy from anyone quite yet.
Yeah, very individual fight as well, and nothing really working out for them at the moment. Yeah, a little bit puzzling, I think it's safe to say, but we'll see maybe how ODDIK progress. I think right now maybe JLT is breaking a bit of the sweat after that prediction, but Big look good at the moment. Playing very well. We got a low bite coming through for ODDIK. We're not expecting a hell of a lot in this one. JDC's been doing really good work through mid, whether he's playing passive in towards Red Room or up close and personal and trying to get up in their face. And JDC is somebody for me who, when he does start to come alive a bit, he's really impressive. 1 for 1 there. Tabson maybe should have got his and dipped away. It's Matios who will trade. Crimbo, this position, very strong. The shadow betrays the T player as they start to make a move through, so he'll have a bit of insider knowledge before the fight comes through. It's so simple. When that shadow betrays you, there's nothing you can do. 1 by 1, they get picked apart, as they have in most of these rounds. And yeah, Rigon, I don't think he expected him in there after they killed one of the cave players. Thankfully, it doesn't cost him his life. 4-0. This is, yeah, I think a perfect time to call attack pause, in all honesty, because this has been, as you rightfully put it, incredibly flat.
Yeah. I mean, all the other games that we've had, yes, we might have had some one-sidedness in terms of the scoreline, but at least we've been like, oh, if only 50-50 won here, or that full HP player had been tagged slightly. You know, there's all these sort of caveats that you could read into. Doesn't feel like these guys on ODDIK are getting close whatsoever. And that is never a good feeling, not nice to be on the end of. And I would argue Ancient at the moment is probably like the most momentum-based map. If you just can't get in, the rounds just fly at you, bro. Like, they can be over in 20 seconds. If you're not getting that lane control, then the CT side just runs the show, you know? So this could get very, very dangerous. So that is heads up for sure from ODDIK to get the timeout. Potentially one of only like 2 timeouts we've had across the course of the day as well. Everyone else has just been playing through, rolling through the motions.
Big fight gonna come through. Searson, he will dip away. First fight missed, cost him his life, and JDC also gonna get clipped as well. Togs and K-Slox, good work from them early. And in a matter of moments, we're down to 2 for Big. I mean, this, a perfect time for attack pause, immediately as you're losing control. It was really only Woody who was entering the conversation as the IGL. Leneko didn't really even get vocal there, but whatever Woody's called has obviously worked.
Yeah, really well done. Again, keeping it simple. I don't believe we got the interview on stream, but Mike did have a chance to talk to Matios, and he was saying they like to approach the game very conventionally for Brazilian Counter-Strike at the least, which is in your face, and that's exactly what they've done. So I think Woody maybe just waking them up a little bit like, you know, the vibes are off. Just relax, guys. Let's just play the natural game. Oh, come on. Could have been a knife.
Yeah.
Didn't want to cross around that corner, I think, and miss the opportunity. Still, big round for ODDIK.
Needed off the back of attack pause. Probably the worst thing for your mental state off the back of attack pause is take attack pause and then just immediately get dumpstered straight after. That's the way that the vibes really get killed. But like you said, right, for Woody, it's kind of, right, guys, relax. Just play our game. Let's just get aggressive, get in their face. Let's rely on our, what is actually quite an impactful rifle core, right? They're a relatively young core in a sense, and they're the ones who do like to take heads-up duels. And when they are in a position of confidence, they play very, very well. And I think for Woody, it's just about activating them. And this is really good work. Togs and K-Slox, nice way to start things off. When you get mid-control and Ancient as well, you've basically got like 80% of the map at that point. It's where you dictate all the rotations through, all the control. So yeah, very nicely done. This time though, not given that luxury. Immediate response out from Big is, let's make sure we shut down Elbow.
Oh, I like the idea of the break. Doesn't quite work for K-Slox, unfortunately. It's a cool move, but yeah, doesn't pan out. JDC netting another multi-frag round here. An aim that I don't think got like any mention on the desk or anything like that, just because he fits in so nicely, fills the gaps usually, but right now playing like the big name on campus. Tabson will drop another. Big are back to their winning ways, potentially even a save from these final 2 attackers.
Yeah, that AWP might not tempt fate, in all honesty, and it's quite a long time to save as well. And there's most definitely, you know, probably a bit of an inkling for Big, where they're like, we could hunt here. I mean, for the most of the way across this team, they've got money left in reserve, so they can absolutely consider the bit of a hunt to come through. I do feel like, though, yeah, this will just be a very, very long save. So now we get to look at on the other side again, right? We've been talking about ODDIK and trying to find momentum, but for Big, they're a side who haven't been broken by what was a quick round up in their face. They lost it, and it hasn't really kind of left any kind of shell shock or anything. They're straight back into it, and obviously so far, so good. So I do want to see for the ODDIK side probably get, I mean, especially with how rough this start has been, kind of like bare minimum 4 rounds in this T side. That's maybe something to work with. And shot from Togs will catch Tabson. The hunt, unsuccessful at the first. I don't know if the other 4 already go for it. JDC's low. Crimbo taking a bit of a tag. I don't think you really want to risk it, especially with Crimbo. He hasn't died yet. Now's not the time to throw that little stat line away. So it will be Big up to a 5th after quite a lengthy pause there. And unfortunately, once again, another one of those quite flat rounds. They lose the first couple of fights to JDC, does really, really well in towards Elbow, and that's that. I mean, it basically has shown that so far every single round has been won off one thing: who gets elbow control.
Yeah, well, I think ultimately it just feels like there's also only one idea in the round for ODDIK.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, it is Elbow, but if, you know, you're sort of looking to extrapolate it, it was a slightly different play around Elbow, but when that doesn't work, they just don't have a contingency. It's also a change-up for sure. They're not really banking on it this time. Big know what they're doing around Elbow. It may even be pretty firmly locked out. We're going again in slightly changing the lineup on it. It's Crimbo this time, but they are able to crunch around. JDC goes down before he's able to get into the round. So this looks a hell of a lot better from ODDIK. Same as last round, but slightly tweaked. And there are positives to it. Tabson looking to make a play. Woody misses the shot. That drops the bomb. They know about him. Does he know about this next player? It looks like not. He's somewhat ready. It's a tough fight. That could have been the round. It really could have been. Advantage swings back in favor of the Brazilians now.
This round feels like it's all down to Rigon, in all honesty. Searson is absolutely nowhere near the action. I say that, though, and the bomb on the back of Togs is holding for this flank. What do we do here? Big. As it all goes quiet, they're looking for some information to come their way, and nothing really being gained, but it is still Searson is being held here. I don't know if he's going to be ready for this, but damage has been dealt. You know, Nate's not exactly healthy. Togs is in that kind of relatively low state, like just shy of 70 HP. I think they've perfectly eluded them, though. They're double back in towards mid. They're going to go through Donut, and unfortunately, Searson's just gone the wrong way. They might just save.
Yeah, it is unlucky. But here's some utility raining in. Rigon is nearby. I think it really is all down to him, isn't it? Whether he can find one through this smoke. He's playing. He is playing. Oh, they may well expect you to save, and Rigon says, nope, I'm still here. Remember me, Matteo's the only one left, and Rigon takes his head clean off. It's a 1v3. What's he just done?
I can't believe he's got away with that. ODDIK absolutely asleep at the wheel. What are they doing? They completely fall apart. Then I think, you know, in the same way that we were saying, oh, they might save here, I think they thought that. ODDIK completely let that one slip for nothing. And they get caught with their pants around their ankles, and they get punished. Brilliant work, though, from Rigon. You know, as a player, when he got added to this team, there was definitely question marks. Alan mentioned, I didn't even know he spoke German, but went back and looked at history. He started his career on a German side, a German mixed team. I guess people from Switzerland as well. A lot of people speak German, French. They have a couple of languages dotted in there too. But honestly, I think he really has come in towards this big side and actually kind of found a bit of form himself. It looks like we're going to get another pause coming through, as we can see Woody there, bottom right, getting pretty vocal. And Echo as well, the coach behind. But yeah, you can definitely, the vibes are not here. You know, when I caught this ODDIK side doing pretty well at the RMR for the Americas, they were very on LAN. It was like when they got fired up, they were so difficult to play against because they kind of bounce off each other with the energy. Yes, yeah. But I think the bad thing you see this with quite a few South American teams is when the vibes are up and they're love and life, they bounce off each other so well and it spirals in such a positive way. But when vibes are off, they also bounce off each other, and it does seep into their gameplay a little bit, and you can see it now.
He certainly can. Another chance with another timeout, though, to recover things back. Not looking likely. Oof. They've read them already. We're 8 rounds in, and I think Big have got this one figured out. A bit of luck in the previous, don't get me wrong, but the way that things are panning out, it looks very similar round upon round. Woody has slotted himself in. Might get another one here as well. Searson looks severely caught. Doesn't quite spot the head there, but ready for the fight nonetheless. Molotov comes in, smoke on top of it. He will live. And they only have 2 left here. Woody flanked out, all down to Matteos. Maybe 1 or 2, but the round itself, not going to happen. JDC in with a 3K. This guy can't stop fragging right now. Look at the smile on his face.
Yeah.
Even he can't believe it to a certain...
For him, but one small mistake made there. Woody gets that first kill in towards Temple. When he doubles back, he just doesn't catch Searson coming out of that donut position. Searson was completely tunnel visioned in towards main, and unfortunately, in this slight little timing misplay, it allows Searson to get this kill and then to drop a smoke on the Molotov and stay alive, and that's where then JDC rotates back in. So really, really well played. Solid kind of adaptation on that situation, and yeah, 7-1. Normally a scoreline that sort of the German teams like right now at the moment off the back of their previous World Cup escapades, but they're loving it here in Atlanta. And unfortunately for Brazil, 7-1, scoreline that they don't like. And it obviously feels it right now. This is the rematch, but in the Counter-Strike server, and it's going exactly the same way. But Woody, other ideas?
Potentially awakened here. He's taking matters into his own hands, tried to make a play in the previous round, entry into this one, but Crimbo makes light work of 3.
That's bomb.
That will be that, it feels like. Rigon catches the straggler, and it is all down to Matteos. Could take a life. Will he win the round? Potentially. there's always a chance, of course, with the Deagle in hand. Searson denies at the very first hurdle, and Big keep on winning.
This is really nothing that ODDIK are offering up that even remotely makes Big feel, you know, on edge at one point. You know, they got that one round, sure, and Rigon was called into that 1 versus 3, but for the most part, it's been so clean. Like, generally speaking, Crimbo shouldn't be getting away with 2, never mind 3 in that situation. He should be getting traded. Searson, his awareness, excellent as well. 8-1 is where we're at. And yeah, Big are absolutely loving life. K-Sock's going to try and get behind that Molotov. He's in the open, and a blind JDC will get that kill. Nonetheless, who needs vision? Gets his, blocks the Molotov too, just to add insult to injury, and he's posted in a very they've got a flash surely here. We're not going to peek dry, are we? We are. The flash has come through. He's not getting cleared. How are we not clearing JDC? He's going to get away with yet another kill. What is the communication there?
I don't know. please don't ask me. This is all over the place, man. Last player gonna get eliminated easily, and like I said, Big have figured it out. They like playing through middle. That seems to be about all they've got in the back pocket. We need like an A execute in here.
Yes.
Not happy. We've had a bit of an A play. But
can we get a ramp take? Like,
yeah,
can we just go for ramp? Just one round where we just hit B and just go for something quick. Because they're doing the exact, as you mentioned, the same play. It's a little bit of shelf control, a little bit of elbow control, but we're fighting through a smoke, so it was just dying.
And it's just kind of like, it is mid, but which area are we putting slightly more resource in?
Yeah.
Which area's going first, you know? And that feels a little bit RNG, where it's like, okay, we're banking on JDC or whatever watching elbow this time, but we're sending 3 from shelf, and so we can trade him easily. Like, it's not much in it, and you see in this round, we do get a bit of the kill feed and everything. JDC's first in, but the AWP is there. You see there's a donut player as well helping out. 3 in middle from the CT side is so rare.
Yeah.
You know, especially getting that far forwards.
They've just got him down to a T, haven't they? Speaking of, another 2 going to come through elbow here, and, well, Nate met with a nade. Down he goes. Oh, they line up again, but JDC, he can't confirm the second, but a real healthy amount of damage dealt there. Togs is barely alive. 1 foot in the grave for him, and obviously this buy isn't exactly great either. We've got 1 AK, 1 Galil, and a couple of Tech 9s. This is the perfect buy to go for a ramp hit towards B, but again, it's the same relentless play. Let's try and take mid control. Oh, we've all died.
Rigon running into 2 here. Oh, no. Splits the difference. Can't find either. So maybe an olive branch here for ODDIK. The B bomb site doesn't have a lot of presence at all. Tabson got to be very careful with how he plays this. Ultimately needs to stay alive, but there are so many tantalizing frags just on the other side of this smoke now. Spamming away, trying to find something. Here's a few footsteps, but he will indeed keep his life as that main plan.
Oh no.
In for a couple, it pays off the patience, right? The bomb's gone down at the very least for ODDIK. Togs is like, there's nothing I can do, man. AK grabbed, he will make it out. They'll waste their time and utility here trying to find him. Surely someone got to get on the bomb eventually. They got the smoke down. Okay, here we go. And it will be the full holds. You know, I'm watching ramp. Don't worry, guys. I got it. Don't worry. He's not
Togs is in space.
He's not even there, mate. Yeah, it's just
he's just
head in the clouds.
Yeah.
You know. But Big, keep it coming. And this is another masterclass kind of performance, and I think is adding to our storyline, unfortunately, of this event where there is such a monumental chasm between the top and the bottom crop.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, even if you look at, like, in the center of the top four versus the bottom 4, that gap is massive, right? Like, and we are feeling it at the moment. 10-1 is where we're at. Double digits in the first half. I mean, that is the grave already being dug there, if we're being completely honest. It's nearly finished at this point. 11-1 surely is unrecoverable. The smoke going to come down. I think Tabson and Rigon are actually doing really good work through Cave, because, you know, we've been talking a lot about this elbow control via mid, but a lot of it has to come from relatively strong shelf control too. And I think, you know, both Rigon and Tabson are doing very good work, and JDC, his fortunes continue to favor him. 15-4.
Crimbo is behind, gathering information. Which way will he go? He turns left at the crossroads. That would be the correct call. Oh, he's pulled away. They might not be ready for them.
Oh, no.
To be this deep in, they've even made a call that it's going to be B. Just off the little look, I mean, It's unfortunate. It is timing, I suppose. However, Crimbo, he's going to drop the bomb, and that drops the penny that this is not a B play. They are now much more ready for this presence. JDC just can't stop fragging. Out of his mind. Togs alone with 35 seconds to go, I think. There is no chance. There is no hope. He's got to run in, kill 3, get the bomb, get back to the site. It's not happening. And he will go down. tabseN drops him, and that is indeed that. 11-1. Need I say more? See you after the break.
Taking my pain away, nothing else more to say. Everything that I have, I'll give. First, you gotta pick a side. Now you got a team and you're rolling with the pride. Wanna play the game, make it to the end. I wanna bring it back again. I feel it inside. I'm reaching my stride. I'm standing my ground. I made, now I can change my fate. No one can take this heart away. First, you gotta pick a side. Now you got a team and you're rolling with the pride. Wanna play the game and make it to the end. I wanna bring it back again. I feel it inside. I'm reaching my stride. I'm standing my ground. I won't give in. I'm moving ahead. I'm back from the dead. I'm ready to fight again. Raising the roof, raising the roof, raising the roof. I'm raising the roof, raising the roof, raising the roof, raising the roof. I'm raising the roof. Find another way to fight another day. Find another way. Find another way to fight another day. Find another way to fight another day. Find another way. Find another way to fight another day. I feel it inside. I'm reaching my stride. I'm standing my ground. I won't give in. I'm moving ahead. I'm back from the dead. I'm ready to fight again. Raising the roof, raising the roof, raising the roof. I'm raising the roof, raising the roof, raising the roof, raising the roof. I'm raising the roof.
Listen, man, I like casting Counter-Strike. Today I've not had much opportunity to do that, I'm not going to lie. There's been so many one-sided games coming out of Challenger Atlanta here, and this looks set to be another big our closest team in one half to getting the victory, I suppose, is maybe the title they can take for today. Can they finish it here with a pistol victory? You can see those odds. That's crazy. JDC will manage to find that first. Bomb going to go down. A bomb site taken. It might just be as easy as that. Woody trying to keep the dream alive. He's got some support behind him as well in the form of the Wild Wild West. Case Locks will go down. Woody trades him out. 3 versus 2 now. The Glocks, they are advantageous at this kind of range. It's all on tabseN. 3 heads to find. They're escaping him right now, but they still have to chase after him. He's got a bit more HP. It lasts only a brief second, and Togs will indeed take it. The second round for ODDIK And they're a bit excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Tabson wasn't to really know in that situation, but there's no kit. If he just bought a bit of time there, he probably would have won the round off that alone. But not to be. He tried to take a fight. It doesn't work out. Misses a shot. And yeah, a couple of scrappier ones. And obviously, Woody getting very, very vocal. Good to see. But a bomb plant does mean a buy for Big. So we're going to get the triple Galil coming through. We're going to get a Deagle, a Tech 9, and a fairly decent amount of util, especially in the back pocket of those two pistols of Tabson and Crimbo, respectively. Seems like we have a slight headphone issue for the moment, so a bit of time to chat about what we just saw in that first half. There was one round that came through from ODDIK. Is it going to be enough for them? If we're being completely honest, probably no, right? It's going to require something absolutely miraculous. But we'll see. I mean, the way you've basically got to approach this is just one round at a time, right? You can't think long term. You've just got to go bit by bit and hope that you can find a way back into this. For Big, obviously they look great all the way throughout. JDC, fantastic first half from him. And even with his little kill in towards the pistol there, 18-5, 140 ADR at the moment, which is absolutely insane.
Big taking a moment to just relish in some downtime. It is unfortunate here. I'm sure they are chomping at the bit to try and get this return round. It must be a really weird kind of headspace to be in. No game, no noise, no sound, and you are just sat in your own thoughts.
No talking.
Especially if you're on that team where there's like no issues. You just, I don't know, in your own thoughts, and it's a really weird place to be. I think in a game like this, it's maybe less difficult, but
yeah,
it is definitely some food for thought in those big games when the tech pauses come in. I believe my guy nearly just fell off the chair. I think he's good, you know, but that shock, you know what I'm talking about?
Like, oh, yeah. But some of them do lean back. Like, you know, you don't really realize. You just kind of put a bit of weight on it and bang, you're like all the way back. But yeah, for now, it's a slight tech issue before we get, hopefully, back underway in just a second. Still plenty of Counter-Strike, though, to bring you over the rest of this, I guess, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Of course, out in Atlanta for this one. There's ESL Challenger Katowice as well coming up at the end of the month, which would be pretty sick as well. Obviously vying for those spots and the lion's share of some pretty decent prize pool as well. You know, coming up after this, we've got Wildcard M80, which should be a real spicy one. Right? That kind of homegrown derby and a game that really, obviously, the crowd can get behind as well. So that should be pretty good. And then FlyQuest Sword to follow up. It's two back-to-back pretty heaters. I mean, FlyQuest Sword should be very interesting. They are arguably regarded as kind of two of the best teams at this tournament, at least in that kind of like upper grouping of teams. So that one should be very, very interesting. Both looked very clean in their opening games. We spoke about how FlyQuest sort of changed up their game plan a little bit. Saw played theirs and played it perfectly. So this semi-clash of the Titans in that sense. And then as we kind of go further on in towards the evening, Bet Boom Rooster, that losers game will get played out a little bit as well. It is, all to play for here. It's a quick tournament too, right? Only a few days, so you don't. If you're a side who take a bit of time to activate towards tournaments, like, you get the luxury of that maybe with, a Pro League or a Cologne via play-ins, that kind of vibe. You can warm up into a tournament. Same with like the RMRs, for example. But it's 3 days. If you don't turn up on day one, you could already be in a really tough spot. I mean, you could already be out.
So a lot of what we're getting, I think, is the fact that like the more experienced teams that have played lots of LANs in an environment like this, they look a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
And then it is on the other side of things, the teams that, whether they do that as a squad, it's just natural when you've not really been in these high-stakes scenarios to feel some of the pressure. ODDIK being one of them. But we're back into the Counter-Strike here. We don't have to wait too long. We've done a good job of buying some time. JDC will catch the case locks that is indeed blind, and that is Big winning out the elbow battles.
Yeah, I gotta say, JDC showing ODDIK how to win elbow, and he does it in the first round with a gun as well. It's already off to a bad start, and they're gonna take the A side.
Yeah, this looks really clean. The execute coming in. Matios is here. Shadows do help him out a little bit. The weaponry maybe lets him down. We've got the rotations in. JDC looking to cut anyone off. It is a twofold position. If no one comes this way, they'll feel pretty confident about mid in general. Rigon next up to bat does go down flat. So man advantage now for the T side is getting a little thin. They've called it, and that will be 12 for Big. Netted early on, they get that return force buy in their favor. A really, really good look now, of course.
Exactly. One more round is all they need. I mean, Nate's already long gone, and they might have a little look over, but I don't think they're going to commit to too much of a fight here. Both sides don't exactly have the real wealth built up. They don't have the reserves left over to risk that. But it's ODDIK now in a tough spot. 2 M4s and MP9 and whatever else they can force up around this. Maybe even in some cases the likes of kind of a 5-7 armor and util just to try and have something in the back pocket. But Big on the brink of closing this out. And it all starts with JDC once again. He was a menace on CT side elbow control, really doing God's work getting that. But then on the T side, there's exactly the same thing in reverse. Brilliant work from him. 12-2, 10 match points to close this out. Safe to say which way we're all leaning.
Give us a bit of something though, ODDIK. I think they'll need it for the future of this tournament. JDC is looking to get an early finish though. He will, of course, lose his head, but it's set up. It's allied up. They will look for the A-bomb plant. They will absolutely get it. Nate's got some information in his favor. It's a clean headshot situation, but Matthias now discovered. The bomb's pretty far committed in towards A. However, he thinks it might be B. Yeah, he's just desperate for something to go his way. Give me a break. Give me a break, he says. Not going to happen. Rigon will find the final frag. And another quick game coming in. Another expectant victory. Big looking clean. And now the conversation around these top teams is very much up in the air because none of them are looking weak right now.
Exactly. And this makes it very, very spicy. Just before we throw it to the desk as well, JDC, credit to him, 9-2 in opening duels, 7 multi-kill rounds. What a showing. That was a brilliant, brilliant performance from Big. And unfortunately,